violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, guys. So I wanted to show you this video because it is pretty much a testament to how these kids are raised, how they're being brought up. Okay, a lot of these kids, the guidance isn't there, the parenting isn't there, the discipline isn't there. And you can see it in their behavior, and they end up growing up and, you know, doing some wild things. And it's because the behavior was not stopped at the beginning of their life. It was encouraged or, you know, enabled. So let's get into it.
For your mama, because I'm finna sing. Y'all get up and move.
So you see this little boy, most likely gonna grow up to be a super gremlin. And you see him and he's tearing up the classroom, affecting everybody else's ability to learn. And this is why you can't learn nothing in these community-ran schools. And they can't discipline the kid. Can't do nothing about it. You just gotta, okay, everybody, class is canceled.
Get out the class, everybody get out the class. Everybody get out the class.
So instead of, you know, grabbing this kid and I don't know, disciplining him, paddling him, because you can't do the paddle no more, I guess. But instead of doing that, everybody else has to leave the class and they have to suffer from the actions of this little super gremlin on demon time.
Get out the class, everybody get out the class. Everybody get out the class.
Also breaking this afternoon, gun violence in Marrero takes the life of a John Ehret student. It happened around 7:30 this morning in the 1800 block of Betty Street. Sheriff Joe Lapinto said the young man was walking to the bus stop when he was shot.
Wow. Walking to the bus stop. And boom, just like that. Got caught lacking. And you wonder why a lot of these young black students, and I'm just going to go ahead and say the victim was black because you see the family and you see the hood. So we know where we at. We're in the community. So a lot of these kids are ditching school because they don't want to get clapped. I remember I was watching an interview with Spot 'em Got 'em out of Florida, and he was saying he had to quit his job at Wendy's, I believe, because his ops knew what time he worked. This is a big problem, and it's a self-inflicted problem, okay? Because a lot of these dudes are going back and forth online. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened with this kid, but you can kind of surmise that that may be what happened. That may be what happened. The issue might lie with these young kids doing these social media beefs. All right? So it's tough, man. It's tough because this happens a lot in the community, and no one is going to say anything about it. This is a local story. It was tough for me to even find information on this situation. But you already know how I do.
The teenager died on the scene.
Our deputies were on scene pretty quickly and ended up getting into a foot chase with them, chased them down the canal bank, but there was 100 yards behind them or so.
Woo! Them super gremlins are fast now. Them super gremlins was out like a light.
Ended up getting into a neighborhood where another witness gave us a description of a vehicle that they saw 3 people get into with another person. Our responding deputies ended up seeing that vehicle and ended up making a stop of it on Lapalco. We have 4 people detained right now, female and 3 males.
Wow. Aren't you glad that these police officers were right there on the scene and able to apprehend these super gremlins? You know, the police get a bad rap, and you know, obviously we know that there are some rotten police out there, but the majority of them are just trying to clean up the community. And it's a full-time job. And it's tough. And it's underpaid. And they need more recognition and more acknowledgement of being able to rid the community of super gremlins on demon time.
That are detained, and we have been able to locate in there. Now we're still doing the search warrant on it, but we can view in plain view from that that there is a long rifle in that vehicle, matching the description of at least one of the guns that was used on scene.
All right, and despite all of that, the sheriff says he isn't ready yet to call those people suspects. He says his office is working with the family of the victim as well as John Ehret High School.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
WDSU's Heath Allen joins us now with the latest on this investigation. Heath.
Jefferson Parish deputies got the call around 7:30 this morning. A victim shot on Betty Street. As they arrived on the scene, they found a juvenile there who had been wounded. Sadly, he was pronounced dead at the scene. It left the entire neighborhood unnerved.
I hear gunshots, approximately 5, so I jump out my bed and run to the door to make sure, he wasn't harmed.
Woo! 5 gunshots they dumped at this child. I told you guys, women, children, anybody can get it.
And he's running me inside, telling me that the kid's been shot.
Deputies gathered information on the scene, got a pretty good description of the vehicle that left the scene, and spotted it a short time later. 4 people have been detained at this point.
We have 4 people detained right now, female and 3 males, that are detained, and we have been able to locate in there. Now we're still doing the search warrant on it, but we can view in plain view from that that there is a long rifle in that vehicle, matching the description of at least one of the guns that was used on scene.
The victim, a student at John Ehret High School. Crisis teams are there already.
3 teams there right now, which is about 12 to 15 people that are helping our students, our faculty, and our staff to navigate through this tragic situation.
As you might imagine, this investigation is still in its very earliest stages, but if you have any information that would help authorities, you can call the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, or you can call Crime Stoppers, as always, 822-1111. Guys, back to you.
All right, Heath Allen for today. Heath, thank you. In a statement sent to parents, John Ehret leader said, quote, district crisis team members are on campus providing counseling to students and employees. Additionally, we are
counseling. And I get it, especially after a traumatic situation like this. But counseling ain't gonna do it. It's not. All of this should not have taken place. Right? The parents should have noticed the beef going on between these kids. Somebody should have intervened. but it can't even keep the kids safe in the community, man. What type of community is that, bruh?
Cooperating with the sheriff's office as they investigate this awful situation. John Ehret leaders also said, quote, "We're praying for the family of our student as our entire Ehret community is overcome with grief by this."
Shelley Brown.
And I'm Liz Reyes. Someone fatally shot a high school student this morning in Marrero as he walked to the bus stop.
And this all happened about 7:30 this morning in the 1800 block of Betty Street. As Olivia Vidal.
Damn, these super gremlins are up early. Sheesh. I mean, this is the crack of dawn. And they already on demon time.
Reports the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has several people detained who may have been involved.
A teenage boy shot and killed Monday morning while walking to the bus stop has shocked this Marrero community. The teen, a student at John Ehret High School.
We do have some people detained that are fitting the description from that.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff Joseph Lapinto says deputies detained 4 young people possibly linked to the killing, a female and 3 males. Deputies chased them after spotting them in a vehicle matching the description of the one seen leaving the shooting.
We have been able to locate in there. Now we're still doing the search warrant on it, but we can view in plain view from that that there is a long rifle in that vehicle.
John Ehret High School's administrative team sent out this text message to.
All right, guys. So John Ehret High School just looked up the demographics. 52% super gremlin, 20% glider gremlin, and 14% burrito gremlin. Now. Out of those populations, not all of them are gremlins. I understand that. I just wanted to be fair. But you already know what's going down. This is a school that probably deals with a lot of behavioral problems. A lot. And these kids go from the clip that I'm going to show you in the beginning to doing things like this. And it's only a matter of time.
Parents notifying them a student was killed and that a district crisis team is on campus to provide counseling to students, faculty, and staff. In addition, the Jefferson Parish School District says they are fully cooperating with the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office to ensure a thorough investigation is conducted.
This is a very tragic situation that we're hearing all too often in recent months.
JP Superintendent of Schools Dr. James Gray says his team wants to make sure students know how crimes like this impact the community as a whole.
We want to just ensure our families and our parents that we are supporting, our prayers are going out to them, and if there's ever anything that we can do, that they can reach out to us and we support them in that manner.
While there are many questions left to be answered, it's unclear why anyone would want the young man dead.
I spoke with the family that was out there and everything.
Well, check his social media. Check his Instagram. Check his Twitter. Check his Facebook. I'm sure you'll find it all right there.
Indication from the people that that I've talked to. I mean, look, that this kid was a very good kid. Didn't really expect to give people problems. Was walking to the bus stop that morning. So I don't know what, if it's random on his case, he's caught up in something that's not there.
Maybe mistaken identity. Or maybe, he was, into something. Who knows? It could have happened for no reason, too. That's just how the community works. Like I said, we eat our best and brightest. So this could be a case of that. But I'm sure we'll find out what this kid was into and maybe if he's just an innocent bystander. But it's tragic.
But I'm not getting any indication from my speaking with the community and his family that he was really a troubled kid.
And that was Olivia Vidal reporting. The teenager has not yet been identified. Sheriff Lapinto says the JPSO will continue to investigate as well as question those detained. As we get more information, we'll of course update you right here on Fox 8 along with the Fox 8 mobile.
Gang violence
the police. Black can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.